Hey, what's up YouTube? It's ICU, and today we're going to be unboxing the brand new iPhone 7 Plus. Now I also have unboxings coming for the iPhone 7 as well as the Apple Watch Series 2. Click the subscribe button below next to my channel name to make sure you don't miss out for those two videos. But I wanted to get started with the 7 Plus because I'm particularly excited about it because of the dual camera setup. Now I am actually giving away an iPhone 7 as well. If you want instructions on that, I will have details in your cards right now as well as down below in the description. But just hurry because this giveaway concludes the 18th, so at the end of this weekend, it is for my early viewers. So if you guys are interested in winning a brand new iPhone 7, again, just check it out. Now the 7 Plus right here, of course, does look slightly different than the box for its predecessor, being the 6S, which I also have right here. You will notice that on the 6S, it actually shows the front of the device, whereas on the 7 Plus, it shows the rear, and I'm assuming that's probably because of the dual camera setup. Now looking at the rest of the box, we do have two Apple logos on the bottom as well as on the top, and it simply says iPhone. It doesn't say iPhone 7 Plus. Remember, the box for the 6S Plus, of course, said iPhone 6S Plus. Nope, we just have plain old iPhone, and the font is definitely bigger there. And then on the back, we just have some of the regular information that we'd expect. Again, it confirms it is the 32 gigabyte, which is base now, so thank God for that. No more 16 gigabyte versions. And then it states that it includes the iPhone 7 Plus, obviously, earpods with lightning connector, lightning to headphone jack adapter, which will cost you $9 if you lose it. You can replace it at Apple, and then lightning to USB cable and USB power adapter. And for this year's unboxing, we don't even need a knife, sadly, guys. We just have this little green arrow right here that is attached to a plastic flap that we can just pull up like so. All right, and directly beneath the lid, of course, we have this little packet that says designed by Apple in California, and we can go ahead and take these two things out, or actually three things. We have just a basic sheet that walks over some information on the device itself, and then we also have this right here that says iPhone user guide. So again, nothing too important. And finally, we have two Apple logo stickers. So they are just on a clear plastic sheet this time around, and these are just two white ones. And now here, the star of the video, guys, the iPhone 7 Plus. Now you won't notice too many differences with this device versus its predecessor, of course, just being the iPhone 6S or even the iPhone 6. I mean, Apple's really maintained the same design now for the past 3 generations, but there are some major differences here, particularly where the camera is concerned. There it is, guys, that dual lens camera assembly. We, of course, also do not have the antenna band that spans the width of the device. We just have the ones that go on the sides as well as across the bottom and then the top. So it is kind of a cleaner look overall. And of course, we also don't have the serial number on the back either. It just says designed by Apple in California, assembled in China, and it has the model number. Now it doesn't have any indication that it's a 7 other than, of course, that model number right there. Like the iPhone 6S actually did have an S on it. So it is just kind of a cleaner look, I guess, on the back for the text at the bottom there. But again, people will definitely know that this is a 7 Plus based on the camera alone, at least on the rose gold one. It definitely stands out more on this one than any other color option, I think. So let's go ahead and boot this guy up, and we're going to set it off to the side and return to the rest of the contents of the box. We're also going to bring these two things off as well. Now we do have the earpods up at the top, of course, not the AirPods. Those are a premium wireless accessory. We just have the regular wired headphones. And the big difference here, of course, is that they do connect over Lightning because neither the iPhone 7 Plus nor the iPhone 7 have headphone jacks. So let's bring that over here, and again, you will notice that we do not have that 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Of course, I'm sure you're all well familiar with that by now. This is actually the microphone, and then we have the lightning port for charging and data transfer, and now listening to music via wired headphones or connecting the adapter to then connect your 3.5 millimeter headphones. And then we have the speaker, and we have another speaker up at the top. This acts as the earpiece as well as the stereo speaker, or the second speaker in the stereo pair between this one as well as the bottom one. But back to the box here, we of course just have the lightning cable, and then we have the US wall adapter. And if you travel or if you live in another country, you can of course switch this out for a different adapter that does match the wall outlet. And I actually forgot to show you guys the headphone adapter, so let's go ahead and flip this over here, it's right on the back. So instead of just charging you, Apple includes this for free, which while it's definitely inconvenient for some people to lose the headphone jack, I personally don't mind it too much because I use wireless headphones right now currently anyway. So I really don't care, but this is definitely interesting. Not too bad in my opinion. I am in favor of wired headphones that connect via the Lightning port because what that means is that it's going to be digital audio. So it is going to be higher quality than what's actually going on here with the 3.5mm headphone jack because that is analog versus again digital. So previously the iPhone had to convert an analog signal to digital and then some sound quality was lost there. Now if you get headphones moving forward into the future that are wired via this Lightning connection, they should in theory be of higher quality. So let's go ahead and return to the start of this video. Of course, the iPhone 7 Plus, what everyone wants to see. So let's go ahead and take the plastic wrap protecting it off. And here it is, guys, the iPhone 7 Plus. Now I'm going to press the home button to set up, and wow, that is different. That is way different because as I'm sure you also know, the home button no longer physically clicks. It's a solid state home button, which just means that it doesn't move. And instead, Apple uses their Taptic engine to kind of emulate a physical press, like what they do on the MacBooks. But this feels really interesting. Now, a lot of people have said that when you actually press it, it feels like the whole bottom of the phone is moving. Now, I don't feel that. Maybe they had the setting turned up higher because I know you can set it to essentially 1, 2, or 3. And of course, 3 is the highest setting, but it doesn't feel like the whole thing's moving to me. It actually feels like I can detect the most feedback, I guess, in the middle, right around the home button. I can kind of feel it on the edges, but not too much. It definitely feels like something's going on there, and I know I'm actually pushing into it. So that's really cool. I'm actually just going to go through this setup really quick, and I'm going to be right back. All right, and this screen just popped up in the setup. I wanted to go over it with you guys because it is definitely new. This is what I was talking about previously. Now it says, meet the new home button. Make your iPhone experience even more personal by choosing the click that's right for you, and then we can tap on Get Started or Customize later in settings. We're going to tap on Get Started, and like I said, again, it gives you 3 different options. 2 is default, so kind of just the middle setting, and then it goes up to 3 and then down to 1. So 2 is just like the regular setting, and I mean, it definitely feels like something's going on at 2. I guess if you hold it like this, you can kind of feel that more of the device is moving, but if you kind of hold it up toward the top more and then press it, it feels like you're actually clicking on a button almost. And then 1, let me feel that. That feels more precise. It almost feels more like you're pressing a home button than the default 2. And then 3, I have a feeling, yep, that's just going to be way over the top. That feels like the entire bottom of the phone is actually vibrating. But remember, the Taptic engine is actually right there, and it does a very good job at emulating a physical press on 1. I really do like 1. I like it so much better than 2 or 3. So I'm going to tap on Next, and then it's just going to ask me to pick my zoom. Let's go with Standard. So let's tap on Next and then Get Started. And here we are, guys. We're on iOS 10.0.1 with the iPhone 7 Plus. I'm so excited. I can't wait to create more videos for you guys. I am super, super pumped. So let's quickly go inside of the camera here, and I'm going to tap on Don't Allow. But we're here inside of the camera now, and we have this little 1x button right at the bottom, right above where it says Photo, and of course where you have the button to take the photo. And when we tap on that, it will switch to the other lens. So guys, this is 2 times hardware zoom basically, because it's just switching between which lens it's actually using. One is a regular wide angle lens and the other is a telephoto lens. So that way you can actually zoom in. So let's try that one more time. So let's go to 2. And guys, this is so amazing. We can of course also hold it and then kind of drag it all the way up to 10x zoom. Now this is digital zoom. Anything beyond 2x is digital, but because it does have those 2 lenses, supposedly its digital zoom is much, much, much better than the digital zoom on the iPhone 6s Plus. And of course you couldn't go to that 10 times digital zoom either. And even 2 times looks absolutely great. And of course that is because it is a hardware-based zoom. So you're using the other lens. You're not actually zooming in digitally with software. Now there is also going to be another effect for this dual camera assembly that's actually coming later in a software update, probably iOS 10.1, that will essentially add a crazy depth of field effect for your live human subjects. So that should be pretty cool. I'm excited for that. Of course, stay tuned. I'm going to release a video talking about it. And quickly, I just wanted to download Geekbench so that way I can give you guys a Geekbench score for the 7 Plus. I went ahead and downloaded Geekbench and I noticed something interesting. It states for the version that we're on iOS 10.0 instead of 10.0.1, which of course is the public version. So what's going on here? Well, let's go inside of Settings General Software Update and you'll notice that we still have that day one update for the iPhone 7 Plus. I thought the whole reason why Apple was going with iOS 10.0.1 was so that they could eliminate the day one update for the 7 and 7 Plus users. So that's pretty unfortunate, but whatever. It just takes a second via an OTA update or of course connecting to iTunes. Now let's go over to Geekbench and we'll resume this. Of course, it does confirm that the model number now is iPhone 9,4, at least for this iPhone 7 Plus. And then the OS version again, 10.0 with an ARM processor. This is the A10 Fusion chip, clocked at 2.2 gigahertz. This is a quad-core processor, and then it has 3 gigs of RAM over the 2 gigs found on the iPhone 7. Now we're going to continue through with these benchmark tests, and I'm just going to speed this up until it's done. All right, here we go, guys. It is finally done. It feels like that took forever, but check out that crazy intense Geekbench score. What the hell? We have a single core score of 3460 and a multi-core score of 5620. This blows away absolutely every single smartphone on the market. I'm pretty impressed. I can't believe this thing has that kind of crazy intense performance, and you're only really going to notice it if you're doing anything that's really GPU intensive or that really pushes the GPU capabilities of the A9 chip. So what that means is that when you're gaming, you will definitely notice a difference, but probably in real world applications, you won't notice too much of a difference between this guy as well as its predecessor, the 6S Plus, though you might because of the 3 gigs of RAM when doing things that again are RAM intensive, like when you have a lot of pages open, when you're trying to switch between a bunch of apps, etc. and so on. So guys, this is the iPhone 7 Plus. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Again, be sure to smash that like button if you did, and definitely check out my giveaway linked down below in the description. Stay tuned for more coverage on new Apple products, and until next time, this is ICU signing out. Join the iCrack Your iDevice community on Patreon to help out the channel and to be featured in videos similar to these top contributors. Click the link on your screens now if you're on desktop, or check below.